my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews.
Woohoo!
I'm Jen and this is my sewing room, and this is Friday Sews, which is like a modern day sewing circle. So go down to the description box, click on the hashtag, you'll find all kinds of people just like this who do Friday Sews. They'll tell you about their lives, they'll tell you about what they're sewing, and everybody starts talking in the comments, and it's a wonderful thing. So click on the hashtag, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I always do Friday Sews because I'm the one that started it. So let's talk about sewing because I have a lot to tell you. First off, I have a couple of fails to tell you about. I finished New Look 6650. This is the magic dress as named by Carol, my good friend Carol at Sew Carol. I had started this and I was making it out of this knit. I do not advise this knit. This is garbage knit. I just know this is just terrible fabric, to be honest. So yeah, that's being gotten rid of. And the dress, no, it probably has a lot to do with the fabric, but it also has to do with the kind of dress that it is. It just does not suit me. I mean, she told me, others told me, oh, it looks nice. It's very slimming, because I have I have long legs, and that makes everything look slimming, whether it is or not. And I am thanking my mother for that. And at the same time, I'm also stressing that great legs will not save you. This just looked horrible on me. I felt horrible in it. No. I took the ties, I lowered them, I raised them, and then I texted my daughter the fashionista who lives in Georgia, and I said, listen, this looks terrible on me. It might look great on you, so I'm sending it to you, and if you don't like it, then just give it to Goodwill. And she said, okay, I like it on you. I thought, no, sorry, I will never wear this. So I may try this again in a different fabric, but I don't think so because, it is a magic dress. It does look good on a lot of people. I am not one of those people. Nope. So that was a fail. The other fail this week was Vogue 1410. This is a Lynn Mizono design, and it didn't work. It just didn't work. I think Lynn Mizono and I are not compatible. And I say that because there's nothing wrong with her designs. In fact, they're very attractive if you like this kind of thing. I thought it was just so interesting. I couldn't help but try it. I couldn't wait, actually. So it only has 2 pattern pieces. You do use French seams. It's very simple to put together. I used this window pane cotton shirting that I'd had in my stash for a while. I had a lot of it, and now I still have a lot of it because this is not salvageable. It's just, I'm sorry, Lynn Mizono, but it's not going to work. I can't even begin to tell you all the things wrong with it. The main thing is that you have these pleats in the front, and you're supposed to bring them together. And when you do that, you pull all this fullness out, and all that fullness goes right into the neckline. And all of a sudden, the neckline is like, and I don't know how to fix that. I don't want to work that hard to fix that. And you guys know me, I am a conqueror, man. I will fiddle and work with a dress until I can get it right. And not this time. This time the dress has beaten me. But you know what? Because it's cut from 2 pieces, and this is what the skirt is shaped like. Isn't that weird? That's a lot of real estate. And it's only 2 pieces. So I think I can probably use the fabric for something else. But it's not going to be for this dress because no. Some wins that I had this week. I had big wins. Well, the first one was what I'm wearing, and this is McCall's 8398. This is a costume pattern. It is a blouse, which is very much in style now, and the vest, which, yes, very much in style now, and a long maxi skirt, again, very much in style now. This has a few details on it. It has a shawl collar, it's fully lined, and it has a little peplum at the bottom that is separated by this button placket, and then it has some little pleats in the back of the peplum. So very Western, very Emily Blunt, very Kate Blanchett. You know, I mean, it is a costume pattern when you put all the elements together, but they're all so classic. I love the shawl collar. I love that it's lined. I love the buttons down the front. The buttons were a big consideration. I had to solicit the opinions of my sewing sisters and the Fab Five. And I went from wooden to metal, like jeans buttons, to a flat blue that kind of blended all in. But then as I was putting away the buttons I had decided against, I ran across these. And these are more dimensional, and they've got kind of that shell, kind of abalone, reflective, iridescent kind of tone to them. So they at least stand out a little bit from the vest without being too flashy. The lining, I used a shirting for the lining. It's just a stripe, and I thought that was very appropriate for the time period that this was coming from. But I had already finished, or I'd already put a lot of it together, and I had made some changes so that the princess seams would work. And I think I put it away in a project bag. I have project bags that look like this. I've got it's two pockets, this pocket and then this pocket. And I put the pattern in the front and then the fabric in the back. And so it was in a project bag. I have a bunch of them over there that I think I need to get to those. And I had gotten about halfway through it, and I think what had bugged me about it was that the armholes were gaping, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. Well, I got over it, or I got past it, or I don't care anymore or something. I don't know, because I went ahead and finished it. Now, the one thing I will say about this pattern is that the next time I make it, I may lengthen it about a half an inch, just a half an inch or so. And then also, I'm going to cut the lining slightly smaller than I cut the vest, because you can just basically cut two of the same thing. You know, you cut one of the your fashion fabric and one of the lining. And I'm going to cut the lining slightly smaller, because what I'm finding is I have a lot of this, you know, where this wants to roll to the outside. You kind of see that little bit of lining. I have understitched the heck out of this thing. I mean, I understitched the entire thing. I understitched the armholes everywhere. Trust me, I have understitched it. And then I even went back in again and top stitched along here. On top of the understitching underneath, I top stitched it right there, and it still wants to roll to the outside. So I think that the answer to that is to make the lining a little bit smaller so that it will pull to the inside. And what I'm going to do is I have a little bit of extra right here that I can pinch out inside, and I think I'm just going to fold that and tack it underneath the collar so nobody will know, and that will prevent that extra bit of lining from rolling to the outside, even though it shouldn't do that anyway. I'll press the heck out of it too, and I already have pressed the heck out of it, but it matches this little skirt perfectly because it's the same fabric. I have a bunch of denim, and I do think it would be better to make it in a lighter color so you can really see this shawl collar. Maybe it'll change as this gets washed and it becomes a little bit more washed, you know, a lighter wash. I don't know, but I just love it. I love it. It goes with so many things. So many things. So I was watching Sarah from Naughty Gnome Crafts, and she was pulling ideas from Pinterest and matching them with things in her wardrobe that she had, some of the things she'd made, some of the things she hadn't made. And she showed a white maxi length skirt and a vest that was like a tannish, like wheat. I think we would call that color wheat or oatmeal colored vest, and then what she referred to as dad sandals, and I think I know what those are, kind of like Birkenstocks. And then she recreated it, and I looked at that and I thought, I love that. And then I realized I have a linen skirt in my closet that I never wear. It's really long. My daughter, my youngest daughter, got it for me last year from Target. I just never have anything to wear it with. It's linen, it has pockets, it's lined. I mean, this is a fabulous skirt, which is why I've never gotten rid of it. Well, once I saw Sarah's inspiration Pinterest photo. I thought, I have a vest pattern that I've tried before and that I like. I just need to lengthen it a little bit. So I went in and did that to the pattern. It is Simplicity 9012. I think this is from the early 1990s. And I went shopping in my stash, found this shower curtain. And the only way I know it was a shower curtain is that it had the little buttonholes across the top. But it's close enough to that color, and it has this stitching in it that's white. And I thought, that's gonna be perfect with that skirt. And I have sandals that will match. So I thought, oh, yes, 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 yes. This is the fabric. It's got kind of a shine to it. It's a polyester, I think. And I debated on whether to use this stitching or the underside of the stitching, which is much more pronounced. And I thought, design choice. But had I used the other side, it's chain stitched, and I would have been able to tell that it's the wrong side of the fabric. So I thought, no, I'll just do the right side of the fabric. I would try it on for you, but I don't have any buttons on it yet. And I've been looking for buttons and I just haven't found any yet. I will. I haven't been to Joann's yet. So I have a problem with Hobby Lobby. They just have annoyed me for the last time. But as soon as I get some buttons on this, then I will talk about it at length. I cut out Simplicity 4920. This is a pattern from, I think, roughly 1963. And the reason I say that is when I took the pattern out to make adjustments to it, like it has princess seam. So drop the apex on the princess seam and add some to the waist, because we do not wear girdles with boning anymore, do we? No, and our shapewear is much more forgiving. So yeah, this had a teeny tiny little waist on it, and I thought, okay, I need to fix that. So I went ahead and as I was pulling out all the pattern pieces to do that, I discovered it had this inside. This is the inspiration that the woman who bought this pattern was using. Now, a couple of things about this. First of all, this was done in Irish linen. The illustration kind of shows you that, and it says that the marvelous linen, Irish linen, has been treated to resist creases. Okay, yeah, I don't believe it. And then tailored with snag-proof Zephyr zippers, and has 9 gourmet colors. So beautiful, beautiful linen dress. And you can tell it was a very high-end dress because this was $17.98 in 1963, which was a small fortune for a dress. But I thought that was so cool to have a little bit of history to go along with my dress. So I cut this out of a sheet. Here we go. I'm copying the fashion, height of fashion dress, Irish linen dress from 1963. And I'm doing it in a sheet that has little fish on it. I think this is a Tommy Hilfiger twin size sheet, but I discovered that it's 60 wide and 2 2/3 inches long, or 2 2/3 yards long. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm making this to wear it. Like, I'm intentionally making it out of this fabric in order to wear it. But also, if I find that this is a great dress and that I wear it all the time and it was wonderful, I may find some Irish linen and make it. Wouldn't that be so cool to copy that? So yeah, I cut that out. And the only other thing I want to tell you is, well, 2 things I want to tell you is that I ordered the fabric for my No Me dress, which is 2076. It's by Handmade Millennial, the design is, and I wanted this fabric right here. And I couldn't find it, so I went online to my favorite 2 shops, which are both in Hawaii, Trend Tex and also Hawaii Fabric Mart. And I looked at rayon, and Trend Tex had some that was tone on tone white. So it's rayon, and it's like this. And I talked with my friend Michelle, whom several of you mentioned, and we're in a dip diet. It's going to be great. Let me move into life. at this point because, you know, it's a kind of natural segue because I had friends give me some birthday gifts. My birthday is on Sunday and I get to share it with my dad and my husband and Adam from Adam Stows, who's kind of a baby. I mean, in comparison, I'm 65. I'm fine with that because, you know what? I've had a wonderful life and many, many things to be grateful for. So I got all kinds of stuff. I got the rayon package from my sister and BFF Trish from Pinky's Farm. I got a Laura Ashley box from Andra Makes, another sweet sister. I got a box or a package from Carol with lots of goodies, including a pattern and some sewing needles, and this, which is a little bluebird of happiness, and it's going to go right up here, I think. And I am just so grateful. I'm so grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful that God is amazing. So speaking of that, let me move into my little bit of Jesus. So if you are a person who checks out about now, thank you so much for coming and watching Friday Sews, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week. For those of you who stick around, I'm going to share with you one of my little prayer cards, which says from Psalm 23:1, "The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need." I do. I have my friends, my family, you guys. I have a life where I can sew. I have a life that has been full of children and a husband that loves me, and many places in the country where I've lived, many places in the world where I've traveled. I've had a lot of sadness in my life, but I've had far more happiness. I've had far more mountains than I have valleys. I have medication that enables me to appreciate all these things without knowing that there's some bed of sadness that I'm standing on. No more pit of despair. I have everything that I need and so much more that I want or wanted. And beyond that, things I never could have asked or imagined. Isn't that amazing? All of that speaks to the incredible God that I serve, and I hope that you serve too. So I will leave you with that. Happy Father's Day, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. You get 2 because I forgot last week.